This build has been made possible with help from the following sponsors: PC Case Gear, Thermaltake, FSP, and Apacer. Links to their websites and Facebook pages can be found in the video description.
So welcome to my Ryzen build. What I decided to do here was actually split it up into 3 sections. First part just talking about the components, the second part about the build process, and the third about the overall performance and how it looked at the end of it. I thought that might help generate some conversation in the comments about how the system's coming along and things like that, so feel free to put your thoughts down below. And let's get on with part 1, parts.
This is a Chucky Beat production.
The case I'll be using is the Phanteks Enthoo Evolve in satin black. An extremely solid and clean looking case, featuring support for motherboards up to ATX sizing, and with a well thought out design and heaps of space, making it incredibly easy to work with. The recommended retail in this case is $249 Australian. The CPU will be the new AMD Ryzen 7 1800X, an 8-core 16-thread CPU with a base clock of 3.6 GHz and a boost clock of 4 GHz plus with their extended frequency range technology. The current retail price on this is $699 Australian. The motherboard we'll be using is the ASRock X370 Gaming K4. Obviously this is the new AM4 socket and the most affordable board with the X370 chipset. But that doesn't stop it from packing a lot of value. It features a really nice red and black theme, RGB lighting, steel reinforced PCI slots that support both SLI and Crossfire, dual M.2 sockets, support for up to 64GB of memory, and has a high grade onboard audio chip. The recommended retail price for the ASRock X370 Gaming K4 is $219 Australian. The cooler is the Corsair H110i, a 280mm closed loop all-in-one liquid cooler. This will be perfect for the build because it supports the AM4 mount by default and it has a very clean design. It includes 2 of Corsair's SP140L fans in the box, however I'll be using some 140mm Thermaltake Riing fans on it in this particular build. It'll also fit nicely in the front or top of the Evolve, and retail price on this is $159 Australian. The power supply is the FSP Hydro G 850W, a highly regarded fully modular power supply with a gold efficiency rating and all black cables. It has a very clean design and swappable badges on the side so you can make it match the theme of your build or remove them entirely for a stealthy look. The fan is a 135mm fluid dynamic bearing and won't even spin up until 30% load. But I can't imagine this system being under 30% load much of the time. Recommended retail on this unit is $189 Australian. The graphics card will be the Asus Strix GTX 1080, featuring 8GB of GDDR5 memory, a base clock of 1695MHz and a boost clock of 1835MHz. It has a really attractive design and fully customizable RGB lighting, and it also has a full cover backplate with a backlit ROG logo. Current retail price at time of filming is $999 Australian, but that's expected to change soon with the release of the 1080 Ti. The storage for the build will be the 480GB Apacer Armor AS681 SSD, a great looking solid state drive featuring read and write performance of 545 and 520 megabytes per second, making it up there with the best 2.5-inch solid state drives on the market. The retail price on these is around $219 Australian. Apacer were going to send me an M.2, which would have been perfect for the build, but they have something special in the works and they were making me wait for that. And the only other M.2 I had on hand was 256GB. So at this point in time, the Armor SSD will do a fine job. The RAM is also from Apacer and is a 32GB kit of their top of the range Bladefire DDR4, rated at 3000MHz. The timings are 16, 16, 16, 36, and they run at 1.35 volts. It's an incredible looking RAM kit with a really cool combat knife design, all black PCB, red LED lighting across the top, and it has what Apacer call their heartbeat lighting effect. Retail on these is right around $329, but they can be a little difficult to find here in Australia. For the fans and lighting in the build, I'll be making use of Thermaltake's new Ring Plus 12 premium RGB fans for the top and rear exhaust of the case. And if you haven't already seen my review on these incredible fans, be sure to check it out. I'll put a link in the description. The fan kit retails for $129 Australian, and as far as I'm aware is a pretty hot commodity, being sold out everywhere at the time of filming. Conveniently, there's also a remote control RGB lighting kit installed in the case from a previous build, so this will help add some fabulousness to the interior once it's built. As far as the peripherals go for the completed build, the monitor will either be the X34 or a 4K panel. I'm leaning more towards the X34 because I love ultra-wide at 3440 by 1440. The keyboard will be the amazing Topra Realforce RGB, and I haven't decided on a mouse yet. Here's what I've got to choose from. I've got a G900 on both my other systems, but how about you guys let me know in the comments below what you think will go well.
So there you go guys, there's a look at the parts that are going to go into this Ryzen rig. So let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, or if you guys are planning on doing any Ryzen builds, I'd love to know about it. Feel free to ask me any questions and I'll engage as much as I possibly can. And also remember to subscribe because you don't want to miss out on the build process and the overall end product and performance of the Ryzen rig as well. And actually, I thought that I perhaps might name the system, and I thought I might get your help to do that. So in the comments below, feel free to put names up of what you think might be a cool name to name the system, and at the end of the day, once it's all built and done, I'll see about getting it laser engraved into the side panel, which would be a really nice way to immortalize the name if one of you subscribers or viewers actually come up with it. But anyway, thanks for tuning in guys. Like I said, make sure that you subscribe and stay tuned for the upcoming videos, and I'll catch you in them.